I take full responsibility for, you know, my crimes or my charges. Uh, I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, you know. My managers, my kids that's not here. Uh, really, everybody that got something to do with this situation, I want to say sorry for just like, you know, having so much time invested into this, you know. And I am a smart guy. I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart, you know. I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool, you know, and I understand that you can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad, and it don't really have to have nothing to do with you, but it could end bad and it could, you know, fall on you. And I know the choice is yours, it's up to you, and I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in me to just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's at a, you know, bar in the future or something. Just out of this type of situation, I promise you I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I'm going away. I've learned from my mistakes. You know, I come from nothing and I've made something and I didn't take full advantage of it. I'm sorry. Through these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really, truly, honestly, the best thing that has happened to me because you made everything fair for me and everybody involved on both sides, you know. I'm sorry to the sheriff, you know, everybody for just having to put extra time in. I know y'all got paid more money, but I'm sorry for y'all having to put this extra time in to be away from y'all family, you know, and I just hope that you find it in your heart to allow me to go home and be with my family and just do better as a person. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I am. I know the heights I've reached. I know the impact I got on people, period, in the community, you know, all people. I learned that late, like these past 2 or 3 years of my life, I kind of learned that late, and maybe it was because I was, you know, probably on drugs or anything, I don't know, but I have came to my senses and I understand what I mean to this world. But I am a good guy, you know. I don't mind doing stuff like, you know, like free shows, and I always did that. You know, I did free shows and gave it to single parents, millions of dollars. You know, I made $1.8 million on a free show, and I gave it all to single parent charity. And I did like 2 or 3 shows that made like $700,000 a piece, and I gave it to the breast cancer organization. Like, you know, I do things like I put millions of dollars back into my community for real. I really did. I did more than anybody ever did from my side, you know. But I understand, you know, rap lyrics. I understand how it could be twisted. I understand what it could do to the mind of people. I understand all that, and I promise you, I'm 100% changing that. You know, it's just I'm older, I'm grown now, you know, and it's just like I'm smarter. It's more things to rap about. Like I've experienced a lot of good things. I experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And anyway, I can go forever.
Well, I
What's going on, y'all? We're back at it again with another video. So as you see, we get into this Young Thug sentencing. He just gave a super long speech. Let's not waste no time and get right into the rest of the video.
appreciate it. And I appreciate that you do realize how much of an impact you have on people. I mean, it's past your neighborhood. It's worldwide, especially young people.
Facts.
And
Doug was
having
one of them
come up
ones.
from where you came up from and living in and around that, you know that gangs are damaging to our community. And it may be that a whole lot of rap music and the rap industry is, I mean, honestly, it sounds like a modern day version of kind of WWE wrestling that used to be on television, where people would just get up and posture and act like they hated each other. And it may be that that's a lot of what is going on in the music industry with rap. But whether it is fake or not, it has tremendous impact on kids and young people who think this is cool, this is what I want to do. Look at him, he's a millionaire. I can do that by being, a gangster in the streets. And that's not true. What you're likely to have happen to you if you're a gangster in the streets is you get shot, you get killed, or you get thrown in prison.
Yeah, what she said is definitely true. It looks like a young thug got a little bit wiser and a little bit older from sitting in that jail cell for so long and having his case ongoing for so long. But at the same time, he's still gonna rap. He's still gonna be a rapper. He's still gonna have drugs and guns and stuff in his lyrics, things like that. But it does, for the young kids, it does influence them a lot. Why do you think nowadays there's a bunch of Edgars wearing Pro Clubs and Levi's, like 501s? It's different. They just think it's cool to be outside and hanging out, but none of them really had to hang out and be outside, you know. So it is a little bit misleading because as she said, they look at the rappers, which is the 0.01%, 0.1% who's really coming up and making it from that environment, you know, and doing it for a long time, as long as Young Thug has, you know. So that's all facts right there, 100%
And those
facts.
are, by far the most likely outcomes. And, you've been in here watching the trial, and you've seen the pictures of Mr. Ryan posing with a gun as big as he is at 15 years old and going out and shooting and killing another teenager. And that's what gangs do, and that's unfortunately a lot of what rap music does. And if you are a modern day John Lennon, he might have rapped too in this day and age. I don't know, but I know you're talented, and even if you choose to continue to rap, you need to try to use your influence to let kids know that that is not the way to go, and that there are ways out of poverty besides hooking up with the powerful guy at the end of the street selling drugs. And, I know that happens for protection sometimes, but a much better way would.
It's hard for her to speak about a much better way if she's never been in this scenario in these type of environments, you know. A lot of it comes down to peer pressure or protection. Like some people get into it with other people just for being from a certain area, hanging out with their best friends since childhood. So it's like it's hard for you to say what you should and shouldn't be doing if you haven't been in that like scenario and environment. Because it's not easy just to say no and take the high road, you know. But it looks like Young Thug is old enough to start to realize that now, and he's been sober for a long time. He was always on drugs and stuff when he was rapping, so it probably gave him a little bit more clarity to what he was doing and what the outcome is from all that.
Be getting an education and setting, hanging around with people who set a good example. And you be one of those people that sets a good example. All right, so that's my high horse on that. I could also go on. But I want you to try to be more of the solution and less of the problem. All right? All right, so it is not lost on the court that the state, had they been able to come to agreement on certain
Y'all
special
think he's going to
conditions,
prison? What's going
was
on? Let's
willing
see.
to entirely dismiss the Rico count,
Oh, that's
was willing
huge.
to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count.
Dang.
Was
3 big
willing
charges
to
dismissed.
give a sentence that permitted
Whew.
Mr. Williams
Sound like he might be going home.
walk out of the door today.
Oh, he going home.
And
He
therefore,
going. Y'all heard that? All three of the biggest cases, the biggest charges, he getting dismissed. Going
does not
home.
seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration and crafting my
That
sentence.
boy going home. Slap. He back home.
And in permitting a NOLO plea to the Rico count and one of the two gang
Excuse me.
counts, I would not be permitting the NOLO to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them.
Excuse me.
But you are, and y'all admit a factual basis for the counts that you are pleading guilty to. I find there to be a factual basis for those counts and for the remaining counts with which you are charged.
Okay.
I am going to impose a sentence, and I've taken a little bit of the suggested special conditions from the defense and a little bit of the special conditions suggested by the prosecution. On count one, the court sentence is 20 years to serve 5.
All right, y'all. So y'all just heard it. Young Thug, he's coming home. He's coming home. They dismissed a lot of the cases. It looks like he might get some probation time and time served, and he will be able to come home and get back to rapping after over 700 days in jail. So we're gonna see what his next chapter looks like in his newest album, because his newest album, newest show is gonna go crazy. Let me know what you guys think about this one down below. Let me know if you guys thought he was gonna get out during this sentencing. Let me know your thoughts. If Woody or anybody else who was in this situation or in this case was at fault, or what your guys' thoughts are. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll go ahead and catch you on the next one.